The following podcast is not for children, and I'm sorry if that's you. Listen to something else.
Welcome back to I Seduce the Dragon. I'm Jess, and I'm your DM. And I'm here with our players. Woo! Introduce yourselves, players.
I'm Ryan Keeley, internet sensation with world-famous legs, and I'm playing as Erastus Brainard, a amnesiac fey prince, tavern owner, satyr, artificer. I don't know what any of those things mean. Is that because I'm a method actor? Or that I'm very new to playing D&D. I don't know. Listen and decide.
I'm Christina Van Epps. I am a real-life aerospace engineer playing the worst person you know, Tori Cole, elven rogue and deadbeat father / weretiger. They are related. The concepts are related.
Hello, I'm Flanders. I am an entertainment lawyer who is aspiring to be a cowboy. It's going pretty good.
Nice.
I play Martha Sinclair, which she's like if Mr. Bean was a shameless, self-promoting half-elf paladin.
Mr. Bean?
Mr. Bean.
Just stupidly navigating life, and it somehow works out, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I'm Dana Scarborough. I am playing Gentry Rose Bitter Creek Dumont, a human variant cleric who doesn't know really what a cleric is and is on her path to discovering God. It is a journey.
It is. Tell me, everyone, is there anything on your mind, anything your characters are looking forward to on their way to Bryn Shander?
I don't know if I'm looking forward to it, but I definitely am very interested in talking to Alfie again when we get to Bryn Shander. And I guess like seeing that my son is alive or whatever, that too.
I cannot wait to get back to the Honeyfucker, the tavern that I own. This whole game, I've only wanted to be at the Honeyfucker, and I've just been dragged away, kicking and whining and exfoliating. So that's all Erastus can think about, even though he has recently come into 2 mastiffs named Baroque and Rococo.
Oh, you've named them.
Very good. Very good names.
That's
A+.
very good.
The heavier of the 2 has to be Baroque, obviously.
The chunkiest.
Gentry Rose is feeling a huge sense of urgency to actually end the never-ending winter and be reunited with her family. She does not have a plan, but would like to have some momentum to saving the world and feels like she may be tasked with doing it. And along the way, maybe starting a cult. In like a good way, but like in a good cult.
Is there a good way?
I mean, if you're running the cult.
Yeah. I'll be like the good cult. Like I'll be like not like the other cults.
Right. The good cult.
Yeah.
I'm not like other cults.
Not like other cults, no. You won't have to sell essential oils. You won't be branded unless you want to be and you're into it.
Martha heard that there's a really great tattoo shop in Bryn Shander where she and her best friend for 6 more days, Tori, are going to get matching tattoos. It's what besties do.
Let me give you a recap, folks. You guys defeated a Chardalyn dragon. You were separated from Sagan in the fight. He ended up on a sled that you discovered had gone to Bryn Shander. You also captured and questioned a Duergar mechanic. Gentry learned his name and now wants him as a worshiper.
He's a mechanic by trade, but an artist by passion. A sculptor.
And he's going to be dead by midnight.
And then Erastus met and, in a stunning turn, killed Malachi during a midnight tryst.
You know.
Yay!
Tori and Gentry questioned him, and you learned that Malachi's patron, Mr. Bingo, will now come and kill Martha, and that Erastus is a prince of the Dusk Court in the Feywild. Finally, Erastus acquired a dog sled and a pair of mastiffs that are definitely not mastodons.
Still upset about that.
And you are currently on the road to Bryn Shander.
And as a reminder, within Bryn Shander exists the honeyfucker and our favorite male person, Tina.
Male as in delivery male, not as in
Yes.
male person.
A male person.
Postal delivery person, Tina. And those are an Alfie. Those are the only responsible adults I could remember.
Those are the two responsible adults of Bryn Shander, and you are on your way to see them. It has taken you a bit longer than usual. You're all used to hauling ass along the Eastway between these towns, but right now, the Eastway is filled with refugees. There are people fleeing Goodmead and East Haven, and even some from other towns seeking safety. Why, you may ask? Because Bryn Shander is positioned on high ground and surrounded by a double layer of walls 30 feet high. You steer your mastiffs into the queue filing into the city, and halfway up the hill to the gate, you see something familiar. It's a traveling merchant. The sign reads, Torg's Mercantile.
Yeah, is that guy there? Is that weird blue-eyed dude who was trying to flex on me there?
There is the dwarven owner named Torga. She's a old, lumpy-faced dwarf, and yes, indeed, there is the weird blue-eyed dude that tried to flex on you before, Suffolk.
Oh my god, that guy thought he was so cool.
If by flex you mean caught you stealing. You gaze over the tables that are piled and super messy. There's just tons of stuff on it, coming, going. Suffolk is keeping an eye on it all. You get the impression that he's sort of security.
I'm getting like Victoria's Secret semi-annual sale vibes.
Yeah.
Accurate. Erastus, you see two things. You see a pair of glasses shaped like owl's eyes, and you see a big, heavy bronze sword.
Tor, good to see you. How much are those glasses? They look like a fun addition to my outfit.
Oh, Erastus, always good to see you. I couldn't let him go for less than 3 gold.
3 gold, I'll offer you 1.
This is the only pair I have, and I'm sure they're magic.
Yeah, but they've been sitting here while you've been selling all this other stuff, so you're probably going to end up stuck with them. I don't know. We're going to be stuck in this line for a long time. If you want to sell them to me for 1 gold, I'll be hanging out with my dope new sled and my sled dogs, Baroque and Rococo.
Roll persuasion.
24.
Tell you what, you can have him for 1 gold if you send the people from your bar my way.
Always, my good friend. Always. And you know what? Next time you come into Honeyfucker, first round's on me.
Is there anything that catches my eye as being small and easily stealable, but possibly valuable?
Of fucking course.
I'm back for take 2, baby.
There is a wooden bowl filled with gems.
Oh.
Just various little gems, and it's right next to Suffolk.
Of course it is. Oh, am I tempted? I will make a show of looking through, like I'm trying to find the wheat amongst the chaff of these uncut gems.
Roll deception.
Okay, all right. That's only 11.
I had a 13. Okay. Suffolk, without looking at you, says, "Careful with those. They tend to be sticky."
Oh, is that so? Maybe you should clean them better.
Not my job, friend. What brings you to Bryn Shander? You don't seem like the type to follow the crowd.
Well, when the crowd is fleeing a giant dragon, maybe the crowd's got the right idea. What brings you to Bryn Shander?
It's a good time to be here for Torga's business. And as you know, the new moon is upon us once again. I like to be near a big town when it comes time for the sacrifices.
Oh, so you're that kind of freak, ain't you? Huh?
The human sacrifices are the most powerful.
Can I insight check this man?
Sure.
I want to know what kind of psychosis he's got. That's only an 11 also.
With an 11, you're not sure what he means. But you do know that in Icewind Dale, every new moon, all of the 10 towns make a sacrifice to Auril in a hope to appease her and make her punishment of the region less severe.
So each town, there's 10, so there's a total of 10 sacrifices every new moon.
They are not always the same. Some towns are very small and they sacrifice food. Some towns sacrifice heat and they don't light fires or torches all through the dark, cold night. But 3 towns, Bryn Shander, East Haven, and Targos have the largest population, and in an effort to have the greatest impact on Oral's goodwill, they sacrifice one of their own. Often the next day, the body couldn't be found. So it's a weird thing for him to say.
Yeah. So Sefik is that kind of freak. Tori gives him that squinty look of like, all right, you little weirdo. Do they have studded leather armor?
They sure do, yes. The only thing that's your size is so ornate.
Fancy boy.
Erastus is seeing him look at this very shiny, flashy armor. It's giving me like Miami club going vibes
Yes.
as I'm just like hanging out on the back of the sled in traffic.
And it feels strangely light for what it is.
Hey, I look over at any of our magic users that are nearby.
Yeah.
You
All three.
Yeah. No, I am watching this whole transaction, Tori. I am so supportive of this.
I look over and all three of the other members of the party are just standing directly behind me.
I just hope you get it. I just think that's a good look for you.
Does it like do something? Does it like...
I don't have detect magic. Oh, I do have detect magic.
When you cast Detect Magic, it lights up everything in a 30-foot radius from you for 10 minutes.
Yeah, okay, I'll do this for you, Tori. I've also cast Unseen Servant and have sent my Unseen Servant to go start digging through bins and finding me what I want. But I'll cast Detect Magic and we'll look for some magic-y shit. I cast it.
It's nice and dark right now, so you can see all these items glowing very clearly. You see that Erastus's glasses are magic. This armor, this studded leather armor that Tori is holding is also magic. And you see a glow coming from sort of like a stack of hand weapons.
Do I know anything about the armor that Tori's holding?
The spell would reveal the school of magic.
Abjuration.
I'm going for it.
Well, how much is it?
Oh, yeah.
You're going to steal it. You don't care. Are you going to steal it?
Well, don't just say that. No, I will ask how much for the armor.
Oh, I didn't know that was in here. I would say, at least 200 gold.
Well, clearly, as you can see here, the gilding that used to be inlaid in the leather has worn off over time. Honestly, the value here is depreciated. You can see the way, and I start like busting out the latent knowledge that I have from being a failed merchant in my youth. Everything that my father tried to tell me, I'm busting it out now to try and devalue this.
Why don't you roll persuasion to see how good you are at remembering what Dad taught you?
Oh, I'm so bad at remembering what my father taught me. But I got a 21.
Okay. You know what? A friend of Erastus is a friend of mine. What are you offering?
75.
Deal. Take the armor and be on your way, good sir.
Anyone else?
Gentry Rose wants to see what her unseen gimp has.
Unseen Gimp.
He is wearing a gimp suit.
Gimp?
How do you know?
He's invisible.
I know.
Okay.
So all of you see the unseen servant float over to Gentry, a gorgeous golden rod.
What is it?
It's a rod. Is there a fun school of magic attached to the rod?
It's enchantment. School of enchantment.
Okay, now I'm just going to take it and I'm going to say, hey, what's this do? To Torga.
She looks up and she says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. That's not for sale."
Well, miners keepers, it's mine. I hold on to it.
That's theft.
Well, how much is it? It's not theft if I buy it.
It's not for sale.
Never say no without a number, I shout from the back.
Sefik is casually walking over.
Okay. I cast Invoke Duplicity, which is the one where I make a different version of me.
An illusory Gentry appears.
I can cast spells as the illusion. So I'm going to cast Invoke Duplicity, and then I'm going to cast Mage Hand to be like, over here, to tap Torga on the shoulder to say, I'm over here now.
That might work, but before you roll, don't forget about Sefik. He's got his eye on you, and he's pretty observant. He's the one you've got to distract.
Am I going to have to bail out Gentry? I'm not Gentry's best friend this week.
I might just cast Dimension Door and just...
You might just cast Dimension Door and it literally cast magic and disappear directly in front of them in plain view.
Yeah, and take it.
Shh. Let her do it.
I mean...
Let her cook. Let her cook.
Why not? I wasn't expecting to not be able to buy this item. I thought this was supposed to be a simple shopping trip.
Can I see that Gentry is about to do some shenanigans?
Your cat-like reflexes alert you to her spike in stress hormones.
The cortisol anxiety spike within her.
Yeah.
I walk over and I just quickly drape my arm around Gentry's shoulders, holding her still in place. And I say to Torga, well, hold on there now. Like my friend Erastus said here, surely there's something that we could maybe negotiate. What exactly is this item that's not for sale?
Oh, I was keeping that for a friend.
Oh, really?
What friend? A guy could be your friend.
You look very much like you could. But no, this is something for a private acquaintance.
Oh, that kind of friend?
Oh, no, this old woman is not entertaining those kind of friends anymore.
What? Torga, please.
Are you hitting on Torga now?
Absolutely.
Are you pivoting?
Absolutely, I am. This is how I help. This is how I save it.
Here we go.
I start schmoozing Torga.
Mm-hmm.
Please. Have you looked in a mirror lately?
Roll persuasion, Tori.
Okay.
Make it a DC 12 because she really wants to believe you.
Well, I rolled a 22, baby, so...
All right. You see her cheeks bloom with color.
Oh, I don't usually attract the attentions of one such as yourself.
I don't believe that. Look at you. Your skin, radiant.
Ooh.
How do you keep your hair so shiny in this dry winter air?
The secret is lots and lots of fish oil.
Oh.
Oh, yeah? Any kind, or?
I like it fresh.
Clearly, you're a woman who takes good care of herself.
It's so nice to be appreciated. Would you like to join me for dinner tonight, sir?
You rolled a 22, baby.
I did. Do I like Gentry that much?
I'll pay for dinner for the two of you. Look at this connection. I see the sparks flying.
You know, actually, Torga, I've heard that the food at, and I say the most expensive restaurant in town,
Which is Le Pesca.
I've heard that dinner Le Pesca is to die for.
They have 4 different chowders of the day there.
You do. The options. It's mix and match.
The variety, truly.
Oh, you think we should have a nice, intimate dinner there?
If my friend is being ever so generous as to cover the entire bill for the evening, how can I possibly say no?
Yeah, 100%. In the meantime, my other Gentry is pulling on like the back of Suffolk's backside to get him to turn around. Like a needy like customer like pulling and just general distraction to try and get him to turn around.
He squints, but he feels this tugging on him, and he turns around for a moment. Now's your chance.
Okay, so I'm going to distract Torga, and I'm going to say, like, Tori, you cannot be a part of this conversation. Torga, what are you going to wear? And give Tori the opportunity to pocket this item.
Give me a persuasion.
How big is this rod?
It's not long, but it is thick.
It's thick.
And it's made of gold.
It's gold.
That's a 20, not natural.
That works. Torga has sparkles in her eyes.
I didn't know your handsome friend was so charming.
Let's go pick out some really flattering accessories, shall we? And I scoot her away.
If it is short enough, I will attempt to slide the rod up my sleeve.
It's short enough. Why don't you go ahead and roll a quick sleight of hand?
Natural 20.
Hooray!
Total of 24.
Amazing. Okay, so you expertly palm this rod up your sleeve, and just as Sefik is turning back to look at you both, you are stretching out both hands. Nothing to see here.
Yay!
Hey everybody, it's Christina, and I wanted to talk to you about Crit Show by Crit Show Studios. Crit Show is an actual play podcast where the players are playing the game Monster of the Week, which is a really fun game system that's sort of inspired by shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer or Supernatural. All those shows where a scrappy group of monster hunters come together to fight evil with different strange phenomenon or an enemy every week. The players in Crit Show are actually playing themselves, so they're embodying themselves in this fantasy situation, fighting all of these creatures. The episodes flow really well. They do a really tight edit to make sure the focus is on the story, but it's funny and it's clever, and they explain the rules as they go along. Not like in a lecture-y way, but just as things come up. They also have this one Halloween episode where they are going through like a time loop stuck in the song Actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf, which I was laughing out loud listening to. It was just so funny and clever the way they did it. Absolutely, you should give it a listen. You can find The Crit Show at thecritshowpodcast.com and on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
So Torga now is with you, Gentry.
Well, I think I look the best in this kind of studded leather that cinches the waist.
I think that is tasteful but sexy. Tori will love it.
Well, maybe not this one because I got some snot on it.
He's into all fluids, really. It's fine.
Why you gotta say it like that? Why you gotta say it like that? Why you gotta do me dirty like that, Gentry?
I want to wrap this up and get out of here. I feel like I should buy a token from Torga.
Sure, yeah. There's like little packets of dried fish rations.
I'll get some of these rations where we're running low, and I take 2 and I make my illusion go away. Then we leave.
Flanders, is there anything that you wanted?
I'm looking for weapons.
Dorga sees you over there sort of perusing, and she's like, oh, are you looking for a weapon? And she hefts like a axe, and she says,
This one's great for taking off heads.
Oh, I love taking off heads. Which one do you think would do the most damage? I'm proficient in all weapons.
what about like a maul?
Perfect. Yeah, I could see Martha with a maul.
And there's a big nasty one that you pick up with a spike on each of the 4 corners of the hammer-shaped head.
Yes. This feels right.
Oh, God.
But a maul is a 2-handed weapon, which means that you would not be able to wield a shield at the same time.
Yeah, I need a good, powerful, one-handed weapon.
What do we got here? Warhammer?
I like
A
it.
whip? A whip?
Oh, yeah, I think I just want to become Catwoman.
A whip only does a D4 of damage, though.
Oh.
Okay, but the flavor is endless.
Yeah.
You know what? Why not just get hammer and whip?
Torga says,
A whip is a fine choice. That's 4 gold.
Did she say a whip is a fucking choice?
it's a fucking choice. A whip is a fucking choice.
That whip is fucking choice. How much for the hammer?
That's 20 gold.
How about 22 for both?
Yep, she will agree to it and take your money. It was such a reasonable deal.
I'm adding my whip into my inventory, and it's got a bunch of fun whips. One of them is Mastic's Whip of Erebos, and I was glancing at the description and thought it said it did 2d8 of erotic damage, but it's necrotic.
Erotic damage.
Well, that's a new thing in our campaign.
Erotic damage.
It's got a lot of the same letters, guys.
So are you headed to the honeyfucker right now?
I think that is our destination immediately, yeah.
All right. You take your leave and climb the hill to the ramparts that enclose the city. The going is slow here, thanks to all the people pouring in around you. But it's easy for you to split off and use the back alleys and side streets, and you're soon approaching the honeyfucker.
I'm going to stable my Mastiffs, Baroque and Rococo, and get them all settled in their home away from home, I guess.
Sure. The honeyfucker has a stable out back.
I'm just going to settle them in because I don't know what I'm walking into because it's been a while since I've been at the honeyfucker.
As you approach the honeyfucker, Erastus, roll perception.
That's a 3.
Would anyone else like to roll perception?
Sure.
I'll roll perception.
I got a 24.
Ooh, I have natural 20. Natural 20. Natural 20.
Oh, hell yeah. Flanders?
Oh, I wasn't going to try, but I'll do it. I have the worst perception. Oh, I also got a natural 20, so an 18.
Oh,
my
holy
God.
shit. Because
Are
you
you
were
a
negative
-2?
2.
I always forget.
Mr. Bean, guys. Mr. Bean.
Erastus, you're preoccupied with what to do with the mastiffs.
And also, I'm trying to remember if I made my morning infusions or not.
Right. The rest of you, though, as you approach the honeyfucker, a place that you are well familiar with, you've all been gathering there for years, you notice that it seems strangely quiet.
Oh.
There's light in the windows, but there's no movement. as you would expect. And Tori, you hear no sound coming from inside. As you approach the front door, there are a pair of guards standing there.
Hello?
Erastus, you're back. We're glad. Unfortunately, tonight Alfie will be unable to leave the premises.
What?
Wait, what?
What Alfie getting? What's going on with Alfie?
What's going on?
The other guard smirks at you. He's been drawn.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Well,
Wait, what day is today?
that hits home.
It's roughly 1 week until the new moon.
Can I roll perception on these dudes?
Sure. Or insight? What are you trying to find out?
Are these guys actually in charge? Do they actually have any authority? Do I need to listen to these motherfuckers? Who are they?
Roll insight.
Okay. 18.
You know them both by name. They are members of the militia, and they're locals. So the more compassionate one is Hank, and the smarmy one is Susan.
Susan.
You are all aware that people who have been drawn are considered a flight risk.
Weird.
Obviously.
So it has been many months since the law was enacted that anyone who's been drawn is under guard for the last week until they are sacrificed.
Well, that's a real bummer to come home to.
Yeah.
Hank gives you a compassionate look, Gentry, as you follow Erastus in. When you walk inside, the bar is empty, but the hearth is ablaze. And you hear a voice from an armchair with its back towards you, facing the fire. A familiar voice that says, "Sorry, we're closed." This is the voice of Alfie, your right hand, your sidekick, possibly your most trusted friend. And right now, he's very sad.
I'm going to scoop Alfie up in my little arms and snuggle him like I would my cat.
Erastus, you're back.
I'm so sorry that I left. I never should have left the bar. Nothing good happens out there.
Oh, Erastus, there was no way you could have known.
I'm so sorry, little guy.
It's now that you notice that he's not alone. Seated in the other chair is Tina, the mail delivery person.
I am just going to keep holding Alfie, holding him like a little, just holding my chest, and I'm going to nod at Tina.
Tina will nod back at you. I'm sorry you came back to this, Erastus.
Never should have left.
If it makes you feel any better, you staying wouldn't have changed it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Would my name have been in the pot for the sacrifice?
Well, your name was already in the pot. All of ours are.
Even when you're out of town? How does that work?
Yeah, I think everybody would be out of town.
Yeah, before they had that, everyone just left for a day, and they were like,
Yeah.
"Look, can't draw me."
Okay. No. But, like, I have been on an extended adventure. Like, it's like, how are they going to reach me?
They put you on hold for next time.
This can't just keep going on and on and on and on. This is not. Maybe we figure out how to not make it happen this way because this is fucking bullshit that we are soiling our consciences by killing our brethren to appease a god.
Patent medicine, snake oil. These sacrifices aren't doing anything.
We don't have any power to stop it.
Who is in charge here in Bryn Shander?
You know that the town speaker of Bryn Shander is a woman named Duvessa Shane. And you know that she has spoken out against the presence of the Arcane Brotherhood in Icewind Dale, which is the organization that Velen belongs to.
Oh, these fuckers.
One of them was killed in East Haven. There's Velen. There's a couple more of them roaming about.
I can remind you some of this history, which Velen told you.
Yes, please.
She told you that she was actually in Icewind Dale with 3 other wizards. Their mission? To uncover the lost city of Ithrin. However, once they arrived, they decided they would each do better on their own. Velen was particularly salty that a hanger-on had joined them from the Brotherhood. She had stolen Velen's Professor Orb, named Professor Skant,
Yeah, Professor Scott.
with the intention of finding the lost city of Ithrin before any of the other wizards. Velen asked you to help her recover Skant, as well as a clue, a key to accessing the lost city from Aurel's own abode. She believes this magic city holds wonders beyond imagination, treasure, and magic strong enough even to end the interminable winter. However, you weren't ready at the time.
No shit.
No.
Yeah, no, fuck.
Real quick, I looked to Tina. Did like a boy come here? Like,
Or like a kobold with a whole sled of children. See any of that?
What's your passive perception?
My passive perception is 18.
Tina furrows her brow to think. But with your passive perception of 18, you see Alfie's face change with recognition.
Hold on. Alfie, what do you know? Where is he?
Well,
Where did you put him, Alfie?
I am under some strict orders not to say, but if one were to check the roof, they might find more than snow up there.
Of course. I gotta go deal with that.
Wait, so Alphabet, all the kid?
No, Sagan's being a little asshole and he's hiding on the roof. I'll be right back.
I walk out the front door and I look at the two guards and I'm like, you're going to let me take Alfie to talk to Duvessa or I'm going to make things painful for you.
He doesn't need to be on house arrest, really. Like, if you just follow us, we're not...
Look, I'm sorry.
I cast Ray of Sickness at Susan.
All right.
Hell yeah, anarchy!
That is a Constitution save. That save was a 13. So she fails. How much damage do you do?
8.
She doubles over and falls down on the ground, throwing up.
Walk with me, Hank.
Don't make me do this. And he pulls out his whistle.
Can I, roll persuasion? Let's just go, Hank. Let's just go, please. Let's just...
Roll persuasion. Gentry, you can help.
Okay.
So roll with advantage, Ryan.
17.
Hank looks at Susan and he says, I'll keep an eye on them. And she glares at you as she wipes her mouth. But she stays behind.
I need to get a boy first. I will follow, but I have to retrieve a boy first. Real quick.
I don't think the boy needs to see this.
All right, so we're splitting up.
I am walking to that speaker, and people can come with me if they want.
I'm going to get Sagan and I'll catch up, and I'll meet up with
Great.
everyone.
You're fast.
Okay, as you fix to go with Alfie, Tina says, Alfie, it looks like you're really busy, but I'm just going to leave this here. You can check it out later. I'm going to make my way out.
I put Alfie down in case he wants to run over and investigate whatever she's left for him.
Oh, it's fine, Erastus. She just... Do you remember that journal you asked? Well, you know what? She just brought me something we can check out later. It's just a book.
What? Kind of want to check it out.
We can come back for it.
Is it important?
I pick up the book. Can I pick up the book and look at it?
Sure. You pick up the book. Roll investigation.
14.
With a 14, you can tell it's a journal. You thumb through it. You see a few mentions of ooze. There's a word that you don't recognize mentioned a lot. The word is oblex, O-B-L-E-X. If you flip to the end, you see that the last entry places itself within Icewind Dale. The date, maybe a year ago.
We can wait on this. We can come back to this. Whatever it is.
If you want to stop and read it, I assumed you were just thumbing through it and investigating it. If you would like to actually sit and read it, it will take a little bit of time, like half an hour.
I will stop and read it.
Okay.
Can Gentry do a little quick to the side to Tori and say, hey, can I get that thing? Can I please have it now?
Oh, yeah. I just sort of shake my wrist until the rod that I stole slides out of my sleeve and just hand that over to her.
Nice. And then I tell Tori, hey, if we need a place that's not a bar to have Sagan hang out in, he's more than welcome with my troop. They're good folks. There's some other kids running around, maybe a little bit more low key than a bar. I mean, there's contortionists and sword swallowers and all of that. But
upstairs with bathrooms. This is not a dive. This is a nice
I'm just saying, if you don't want
Gentry.
Sagan hanging out at a bar, I have friends that he'd be
Most
more than
years.
welcome to hang out with, and they're nice folks.
Just a bar. Just a bar. That's what it is now. Okay.
It's not just a bar. He's a child. He maybe shouldn't be hanging out at a bar.
I leave. I just walk out. I just walk out of the bar. I go out the front and then I climb up to the roof. I just start freaking parkouring my way up to the roof.
Get that parkour.
Erastus, you get comfortable by the fire and you read the book. What you hold in your hands is a journal from a man named Darius Strong. He calls himself a Dimensionaut.
Sounds gay. Not in a cool way.
Darius Strong.
Darius Strong.
It's a fake name.
He describes a horrific creature, an insanity-inducing monstrosity, a giant red ooze, which he calls an oblex. He describes this creature as a kind of, I guess I'd call it like an interdimensional Borg, if that makes sense.
Oh.
He said that the Obelix, a species of creature he'd never seen, appeared in his home dimension, where it quickly overran his world and destroyed everything he knew and loved, until everything was Obelix.
It's like a goo monster?
It is exactly a goo monster.
What's it called when you mix cornstarch and water, isn't it?
Oobleck.
Oobleck, got it.
Different thing.
Perfect. So it's made out of cornstarch.
Evil cornstarch. And glue.
He says after the Obelix had overrun his world, he began to hunt the Obelix until they began to hunt him. He describes escaping to this world, to Icewind Dale, just before the winter hit, and was actually relieved when Arl's spell, in fact, protected him. The Obelix, he believes, feeds on the memories of its victims.
Interesting.
Other things that get described in the book is that the Obelix has the ability to impersonate their victims, anyone whose memories the Obelix has consumed. It can create a perfect likeness of them, detectable only by a sulfurous smell and a tiny connective thread connecting the impersonated body to the main Obelix mass.
Interesting.
Martha just like narrows her eyes and is like looking for that thread.
Is there anything else I read in this book?
No, but you notice that it is blood-stained.
So are most of my lovers.
What does it say, Erastus?
It talks about a creature called an Oblex. It was written by some guy with a fake name who apparently traveled through time and space to show up here in Bryn Shander right before the forever winter fell.
Is the Obelix, is it a noose? Is it red?
Mm-hmm. Why?
Well, I guess I'll try to tell you one last time, but, you know, I'm not going to be able to keep doing this after next week. Maybe you should write it down.
Martha takes out her notebook. She's never been more excited.
Back in the Feywild, you might have seen one of those, Erastus.
Alfie sits down in a chair and clasps his hands, and he looks at you all.
Way back when we were still in the Feywild, the king, well, he got kind of sick. And Erastus, you were next in line, but you kind of liked your life. And you know, if you were to ascend to the throne, you wouldn't be able to leave the Feywild ever. And well, you didn't like that very much, so you came up with this idea. It was a really nice idea in its way. You wanted to go to the Golden Cathedral and find the Fountain of Youth and bring back an elixir. And that would save the king, and you could continue your lifestyle just the way you liked it.
Go to the where?
The Golden Cathedral. It's in its own dimension. It's very famous in the Feywild.
That seems like a lie that I would tell to scamper off. What happened?
You found the incantation through all of your research. And you said the incantation, but when the portal opened, this horrible red ooze monster tumbled out, and it seemed to fixate on you, and it shot out with a red tentacle right in your face. And in that moment, you went completely blank. You were just standing there, stunned, and this thing looked dangerous, so I panicked. I grabbed whatever I could find, one of your portal doodads. I don't know how to work those knickknacks, so I just opened a portal and it went to Icewind Dale and we tumbled through, and here we were. And you didn't remember a thing. You didn't know how the portal worked. You didn't know your name. I was hoping those memories would come back, but over time, they didn't. You continued to make some more memories. It seemed that you were fine. But through the years, you keep forgetting the oldest stuff. It's like now you only have a short-term memory.
Hold on just a second, Alfie. Was this blob, had it taken over the cathedral, or did I open the wrong portal?
I think you opened the right portal.
What would an Oblex want in a golden cathedral?
Your guess is as good as mine. There's all kinds of rare treasures there.
And I've just had this blob inside of me ever since. If I have been walking around this whole time smelling like egg farts, I am going to be very upset.
A lot of really nice hot springs do have that sulfur smell to it. It's good for your skin.
I thought it was just a skin treatment.
Do I actually?
None of you have ever actually noticed a sulfur smell off of Erastus.
Oh, thank God.
What you would like to do with that information is up to you.
Thank fucking God. So, I wonder if my father's dead.
Yeah, wow.
I don't know.
Oof.
We know that time travels differently in the Feywild. Maybe only a few moments have passed since then.
I mean, no time has passed or centuries.
Well, I suppose you would know if anything would happen to your father because your magic would stop working. By default, you would be the king, and if you're not in the Feywild to replenish the magic there, well, it's gonna fade.
Oh, that sounds like so much responsibility.
That's what you said then. You know what? Maybe you can get the teleportation device that I grabbed to work. Hold on.
He hops up and he runs upstairs and he comes back down. He comes down with a small totem that's shaped like a vine-wrapped door. It's made of dark wood, but it's marbled with white, very dull material.
Those veins used to glow because this thing works on dusk magic. So here you go. Now that you can remember, maybe you can just fire it up and we can go back there.
I'm sorry, what does this thing look like again?
It's like a small stone door that fits in the palm of your hand, and it's marbled, like marble.
It's marbled like quartz.
And this is like my portal machine?
It's the device that Elfie used to take you both to Icewind Dale.
This is a lot to take in.
You say that every time I tell you. And then you forget.
Does anyone want to provide me with a couple heavy blows to the head right now? I am going to lower my head and ram the wall at full ramming strength.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did we expect anything less than drama from Erastus?
Okay, roll.
I'm going to melee attack my wall.
Yep, roll to hit.
Erastus chooses major head trauma over learning a single thing about his backstory. He actively refuses.
10.
These are well-made, well-built walls. Your little horns don't even make a dent.
Cool. And my father is either dead or dying. Son of a bitch.
Someone's going to have to tell Tori all of this when he comes back.
I'm going to need to sit for a minute with this multiple dimensions. I'm just going to stare into the fire for a while.
Alfie pours you your favorite drink and hands it to you.
I take it reflexively, but God damn it.
So for the moment, we will go to the roof where Tori has climbed to find his son. You see your son seated on the edge of the roof, his feet dangling over the side. He's leaning down and he pulls up an icicle that he broke off of the edge, and he's drawing with it in the snow. Give me a stealth roll.
Okay.
Not with advantage.
Only a 15. I rolled poorly.
As you approach, your foot makes a sound in the snow, and the crunch alerts him to your presence. He looks up, his face falls.
See, Dad, I'm okay.
I mean, that's a good thing. That's kind of what I wanted. So great.
Yeah, great. See, I can take care of myself.
So what, you've been hiding up here for a day or two?
No, not up here. I've been at the Honeyfucker. Alfie's nice.
I have things I want to ask him, but yeah, Alfie's nice.
So what, now you gonna drag me back to Lonelywood?
Well, I was gonna say you could stay here if you wanted, because you're like 10. You can't really be wandering around alone.
Yeah, and you can't take me with you. You don't want me around.
I don't really know what to say to that. Because it's partially true. But
Dad of the year.
But Tori just kind of stops and he takes a deep sigh and he rests his hands on his hips and he says, look, Alfie is going to be sacrificed to Auril in like a week. So this place isn't...
What?
Did he not tell you that?
No.
Oh.
I know they don't do it in Lonelywood, but big cities like this, they sacrifice people.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dad, you gotta save him.
I think Erastus was going to try and do something.
If you're not gonna help him, and he starts to get up, I'm gonna go help him.
Hold on. What do you think you're even going to do?
I'm
made it all the way here by myself. So I'm gonna figure something out. I have this whole time.
Sagan, listen. Okay, just listen to me for a second, okay? Erastus is not gonna just let them kill Alfie, okay? He's gonna try and do something. And if he can't convince them, then we'll just take Alfie and we'll just leave.
You mean it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not just gonna let them kill him. Alfie's a good guy.
Yeah, we have to protect him, Dad.
We will. That still means that we have to find some place for you to be. You can't just be loose and out on your own. And you can't come with us because we're going to be doing some stupid and dangerous things that'll end up with you killed. Okay? I may suck at every other part about being a dad. Just give me this one thing where I keep you alive until adulthood. Once you're 18, you can go and get yourself killed however you like.
Why do you care now?
I didn't not care before. I was sending you and your sister money. She was supposed to look after you.
She did. And then I grew up and learned to fish so I could make money, and I was taking care of us so that you wouldn't have to. But you never came back.
I'm not good at this, okay? I'm not the kind of guy you want around. I know that you feel abandoned, but you're honestly better off that I wasn't there.
At least you're right about that. And he leaves and walks inside.
Okay, I will rejoin the party as well.
You re-enter the honeyfucker, where Erastus is staring pensively into the flames.
All the vibes in here suck. What'd I miss?
Oof.
Erastus just found out he has a dad.
Yeah.
And that his dad is dying.
Oh.
You probably wouldn't get it, but the rest of us care about our family.
Sorry. I don't know. Depends. Did his dad suck?
He doesn't even remember that, I don't think.
It is the crushing weight of the worlds that is weighing down upon me at this moment. The fact that there are multiple dimensions where time passes differently, meaning there's another dimension where there's an infinite variation on every choice that we make.
Erastus is having an existential crisis.
Did someone give him mushrooms again?
I missed a lot. Dang.
Like, what am I supposed to do with this information? I mean, it's
A little quick D&D clippy explanation of how the planes work in Dungeons & Dragons. So dimensions in Dungeons & Dragons are different planes of existence that all exist in different overlapping circles of existence. The one we're on right now is the material plane.
so it's Inception.
Yeah, basically. The Feywild is a different plane that the Fey are from, and the way that time works in the Feywild is different than on the material plane. So it's not necessarily that there's different dimensions with different Erastuses. It's that there is a different place that you are originally from, and time there is out of sync with time here. So it could have been 2 seconds since you left, or it could have been 5 years since you left, and you really have no way of knowing.
Yeah, that's fucking me up, bro.
That's fair.
That's fucking me up real hard.
Yeah.
And like,
That's fair.
also this golden cathedral, which sounds like it has all of the miracles for all of the planes, has been taken over by a blob monster that lives off of memories. So all that's good is being devoured. Where is this golden cathedral? Which plane does that exist in?
The Golden Cathedral is its own plane. If you were to imagine planes of existence like planets, it would be its own planet, its own disembodied place that you arrived at last time via the incantation.
Just tearing holes through realities. Man,
Are we not going to go see Duvessa about the death sentence?
We probably do need to have a conversation with town speaker. Mm-hmm. How do they do it in Goodmead, where you're the speaker of? Do they sacrifice there too?
In Goodmead, they sacrifice warmth.
Maybe we convince her that this is a excessive use of sacrifice?
Honestly, what's really stopping us from just like getting Alfie and leaving? What are they going to do? Hunt him down?
No, they'll just pick somebody else to sacrifice.
Yeah, and whoever it is, we probably don't know them, so we won't care.
Or we do know them. What are we going to do? Just because it's not our friend. Still a huge bummer.
I'm bummer agnostic.
I mean, I don't like it either. I just think if we try to do the lobbying route, we're gonna get stuck here.
Weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done lobbying.
So we could just head out.
Can Sagan run the bar? He's a similar size as Alfie.
Listen, I want to take Sagan back to Lonelywood so he can once again be with his sister. But apparently she's mixed up in some kind of cult there.
Mm-hmm.
Your stepdaughter.
Oh, so we're horny again. We're back around. That's what it takes. I have to mention my barely legal stepdaughter, and Erastus is in.
Barely legal.
Oh, now he's going to be even hornier.
If it helps him get out of this weird funk, sure.
God, you really are the worst dad.
Father of the year.
That's a fine goal. We could go to Lonelywood.
We were going to go there on the way to whatever it's called, the Sea of Moving Ice.
Yeah.
Because we want to try and find...
that orb.
That was what Velen had asked us to do. Yeah.
Just giving Velen her orb back. On board. Totally on board.
I don't actually really care about stopping the winter all that much, but apparently there's like a secret city that's full of gold and treasure, and I am into that. And that was something that Velen said she would take us to if we got her Professor Orb back.
Ah, yes. I think I might message Velen
Okay.
real quick. Do sending to Velen and say, Velen, should we talk to Duvessa or just skedaddle?
Why does she get to weigh in on this? Why does that matter?
Well, because Duvessa,
She's anti-Arcane Brotherhood. Yeah.
just wondering if Velen thinks there's information worth getting out of Duvessa or if we should just skedaddle. I like Velen.
My question here is kind of why do you need to ask Velen what you should do constantly?
Yeah, that is weird.
Well,
Because it seems like whenever you don't know what to do, you call Velen like she's your mom.
Velen has given us a fucking mission.
Yeah.
And maybe there is some information we could glean if we knew the right questions to ask.
Maybe you should go talk to her speaker to speaker.
No, I think I'd rather just be like a criminal.
Fine.
So do we go steal this orb?
Let's go. Steal the orb.
So where are we taking Alfie?
Where do we leave the kid?
And what about me?
Says Rami.
Says the Durgar. Yeah. Says Rami the Durgar, who's been with us the whole time.
Sagan and Rami, you're in charge of running the bar.
I'm not leaving my kid in charge of your bar.
I like none of this.
I'll take him to Gentry's troop if that's the other option we got here.
Oh, kids are the worst.
Why do you think I left them? Anyway, we'll leave Bryn Shander. We have to find someplace else for Alfie to be. We got to find someplace else for Sagan to be. We have to do something with Rami here.
Yeah, we can leave Rami with the troop also.
You said you were going to turn him over to the guards.
I said I was going to do something with him and
Ooh, I have an idea. Let's dress him up
disguise him as Alfie.
as Alfie.
Yeah, I know. I was also thinking that.
Yeah, we'll just dress him up as Alfie, make it seem like he's asleep in bed, sneak out with the real Alfie, and then he's in custody. Alfie's free. It's the perfect switcheroo.
Yeah, I mean,
You say in front of Rami.
Who is too terrified to object.
Shut up, Rami.
did we leave? I've been leaving Rami sort of with the,
We've had him on a baby leash. He's been on a rope that we've been leading around.
yeah. Ronnie, okay, here's the deal. How about this? We're going to disguise you as Alfie.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to untie you. You're not going to kill us. Then it's on you to figure out what happens next for you, but you have to give us a day pretending to be sad Alfie, curled up in bed, cry with a little jingly hat on, okay? We'll give you food.
Alfie is a gnome. And just so that you guys know that I'm not saying no to this plan. I'm just going to let you know that there is a noticeable size differential.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
He's at least like a foot taller or so than
stay in bed and curl up in a ball. Like, just,
Okay, Gentry. For you, I will.
okay. Then it's on you, buddy. Like, you may get caught or not, but it's on you to make some good choices. And also, we're going to have to put you in a jingly hat.
So you're saying, if I believe in you and I do as you say, my life will be spared.
Essentially, I don't want to go with the whole do what I say, but yeah, essentially.
No, that's exactly what she means.
Yeah, no, she absolutely.
What I'm
That's.
saying, though, by do what I
I lean
say.
over to Gentry and say, "You're trying to be a cult leader.
I know.
Be more authoritative."
Yes, but I do what I say, and what I say is make good choices. Make good choices, which don't involve killing people that don't deserve it.
He does this strange, elaborate, like, genuflection to you. And then asks,
Where is the garb?
Okay. Well, Alfie, where do you have an extra set of clothes?
Yeah. I'm sure I can find something.
he says, eyeballing the size of the Duergar.
Just imagining this Durgar in like the tiniest, tightest little t-shirt that doesn't quite fit. It's like a little crop top on him.
A little belly shirt and a jingled hat.
And a little jingly hat.
Yep.
I'm going to step over to Erastus, actually, at this point, and kind of quietly converse with him and say, if we do this, you know that, like, odds are you won't be able to come back here, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything here that you would want to take?
Just, a sense of peace and pride of ownership and everything that feels good in this world.
Hey, I mean, not being tied down isn't so bad, Like, being able to sort of go wherever you want without having to worry about leaving things behind. That's not a bad thing,
But a sense of place with low stakes is also a gift.
Could find that somewhere else.
Burn it all down. Ooh. I'm just going to continue to there's just going to be a lot of staring and sighing from Erastus.
Emo Erastus.
Okay. I give Erastus a little pat on the shoulder.
Erastus doesn't care. Erastus' reality, there's no returning to warmth and safety and light and freedom. The only thing in front of me is drudgery and the fate of a kingdom and this world. And I'm a satyr and I just want to dance. I just want to make love and moisturize. I can't even just ride out this winter next to a cozy hearth with some good friends.
I think we found our first bumper sticker. I just want to make love and moisturize.
I just want to dance and make love and moisturize.
Oh my god.
I slip over to Martha and then quietly to her say, so everybody's not good, huh?
Someday, if you ever love anything, you might kind of get where he's coming from.
Harsh words, bestie.
I thought you were supposed to be nice or whatever to me or this, because I thought it went both ways for the best friendship.
I didn't realize that was mean. I thought everyone just knew that. Sorry.
Cool.
Not in a mean way.
Elfie comes back downstairs and he hands some clothing to Rami and he says,
"Here you go, bud. I found the biggest size I had.
Aw.
I also found this.
And he has a folded piece of parchment.
I'm not sure who to give this to. It was in your hand when we came through the portal, and I think it's the incantation. But I've never read it because you said that once you read it, you feel compelled to say it, and then the portal opens, and I was too afraid. But I feel like you should have it."
And he hands it to you, Erastus.
I'm going to tuck it in my marsupial pocket with the portal.
I forgot there's one more dimension and it's somewhere inside Erastus's body.
I regularly forget about that one.
He has his own little pocket dimension.
Yeah.
His own fun little pocket dimension.
His dimension pocket.
Tori is standing there being like, all right, cool. We're probably going to sneak out tomorrow. I've got a date tonight that I have to deal with. And then he remembers something and looks at Gentry and says, okay, I do know I just gave you crap for trying to call Velen, but I did actually mean to talk to her about curing Sagan Curse.
Who's calling your mama now? Who's calling your mama now, Tori?
I forgot.
Yeah.
There was a dragon.
She could maybe, I don't know, un-were-tiger your child?
Yeah.
She's a resource.
Mm-hmm.
A trusted resource, nonetheless. So
I'm so sorry I made fun of the way that you routinely reach out and ask
I did
Velen
one
for
other
advice.
time to save your child.
Would you please, oh benevolent demigod Gentry, call Velen and ask if she could de-were-tiger my child, please?
You know what? Okay. But then you have to be my best friend after you're done being Martha's best friend.
Oh, come on. I really can only like one person at a time.
That's
Don't do
after.
this to me.
Exactly. As soon as you're done being Martha's best friend, you have to be my best friend.
How many days do I still have?
Incredible.
I love this.
How many days do I still have on the Martha thing?
You got half a week still.
I'll be patient.
How it's been 2?
Yeah, it's been 2.
I'm willing to wait.
It's been 2 days. So I have 5 days left for Martha. And then 7 more for God.
Well, technically in this world it's a 10-day, so I think that's
It's a
8.
10-day week? 18 more days of liking people? Oh my God.
Yeah, it's tough. Tough being nice.
Fine.
Okay,
Fine.
cool. Yeah.
Fine.
No,
Fine.
So,
Fine.
what do you want to ask? 25 words.
Is there a way that she can remove his curse?
From afar?
Or if there's a way we can do it here? Because apparently the cult that my daughter's a part of in Lonelywood is violently anti-weretiger and would probably kill him.
Probably the worst cult she could be in, no?
Yeah, no, it's not a great choice, but also Lonelywood has a weretiger problem, so I kind of get it. Maybe I shouldn't take them back. Maybe I should just get her out of there.
Yeah.
Honestly, all the 10 towns seem to suck.
Is there a way we can remove Sagan's weretiger curse? Is only 10 words, so we have 25. Is there anything else? Any resources?
We can.
Take anything we want from the honeyfucker.
Do you have a tanning bed here, Erastus? It seems like the type of place that might have a tanning bed.
No, but I have been trying to work on there's a type of armor you can make. It would make one look like one had seen the sun, because as perfect as the honeyfucker is, the one thing that I can't get here is a tan.
Rami is pulling on clothing and he said,
Wait, you mean bronze skin armor?
Yeah. Bronze skim armor. Bronze. It's the only armor that would display my chest hair and make me look like I had a tan.
As an engineer, I know how to make that.
I'll give you this whole goddamn bar for some bronze skin armor.
I can tell you how to make it, but
I got all the tools and I can make any tool that you want, buddy boy.
well, the problem is I can't do it here. It requires a magical forge, which we actually have back at the fortress. But in the meantime, you could probably collect, you need about 20 pounds of bronze. And if you find a magical forge anywhere, if you know of any magical forges, you can make it. I can show you how.
Or we can just saddle up Baroque and Rococo and head on down.
You don't sell them. They're dogs. They don't have saddles.
My character is going to be busy for the next hour. I am now going to be making
Tiny dog saddles?
tiny dog saddles for Alfie, Rami, and possibly Sagan. So
Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and say, is there a way we can remove Sagan's weretiger curse in Brinchander? Can you help the boy? What can I do? Fleeing city soon. Send.
Yeah.
I click send.
You receive a response.
The boy is cursed. There is a remedy, a potion. It will require clean blood from a close relative.
Well, hey, Dory. Guess we're going to Lonelywood. There's a potion we can make. It said need clean blood, so I imagine that's not you. We could try it.
I ain't been clean living for years.
Yeah, no. So
I think in this context, clean means uncursed, if I had to guess.
yeah.
Which would just be her, yeah.
Lonelywood it is then.
All right.
But date night tonight.
I'm very much looking forward to whatever I'm going to make you pay for.
So we're taking a short rest.
Yes.
What's Tori doing?
I will prepare for my date.
Martha, what are you doing with your short rest?
Martha's rewriting the notes she took of the story about the Oblex to make it into a pamphlet because she thinks it's going to be a pretty good seller.
Is she studying the book?
Yes.
A slip of paper falls from the book. You open it, and it looks like a diagram that was ripped out. The diagram tells a story in two parts. At the top, there's a drawing in red of a shapeless blob with loopy tendrils all over it in odd locations. And next to it, the side cross-section of a head, with no real detail other than you can see there's a brain inside of it. The blob is lashing out with one tendril, striking the head in the eye. An arrow progresses to the next part of the diagram. Same blob, now with tendril retracted. The head diagram, however, is a little bit larger. Markings indicating a brain is no longer there, and instead, a little tiny version of the same red blob. Scrawled at the bottom of the page are the words, "Fresh memories only."
Okay. Is anyone else around? Am I alone down here?
Nope, you're alone.
Martha takes the diagram and thinks about putting it in the bag of holding and then remembers there's a stinky dead body in there. So she just puts it in her pocket and also, like, in her notes kind of recreates it because it's also going in the pamphlet.
Gentry is sitting at the bar watching Sagan pretend to be a bartender, and anytime Sagan does something that, like, is kind of cool, like flips the cup or whatever, she, like, does, like, a little thaumaturgy and is just, like, hyping the boy, just hanging out with him and just kind of, like, being a presence for him.
He is not accustomed to authority figures who also have fun.
Yeah.
He is smiling and laughing.
Yay.
Something that you realize you might not have ever seen him do yet.
Yeah, he's a sullen boy.
Takes after his pa.
A+ parenting.
Kind of makes you wonder what might have happened to Tori, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Upstairs, Erastus is running a bath. Your pulse finally slows a bit as you smell the oils that you purchased at great price because of your impeccable taste. This is a comfort for you.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking about?
That this might be the last bath I ever take at the Honeyfucker.
As you're lost in that thought of sadness and nostalgia, you hear a voice in your head.
Erastus. Erastus. It doesn't have to be this way.
I don't listen to the voices in my head, so STFU.
You try to distract yourself.
Mm-hmm. I have a nice little hoof pick. There is a wall of ablution options that I can slather and scrub and suds up. I'm just going to contemplate them.
The voice again.
Erastus, I can help you.
I'll say it again. I'm not listening to the voice in my head. Whatever your advice is, it's not going to be good advice.
I'm afraid you don't really have a choice.
I mean, you can keep talking, but I don't have to care.
Oh, you will. One way or another. I'd like to offer you the option that will work in your favor.
Okay, tell me your terrible idea voice in my head. Yeah. Maybe this is the voice in someone's head that for the first time is reasonable.
Oh, I'm not just a voice. I'm your Oblex.
What?
Unfortunately, I do remember what that is.
Thanks for joining us on this adventure in I Seduce the Dragon. If you'd like to hear more of us, including bonus content and early access to future episodes, subscribe to our Patreon. You can find us on basically every social media platform at iseducethedragonpod.
Accurate.
Yeah, you're good.
We're just not heckling and it's confusing.
I know, it's very confusing. Anyways, please like, subscribe, rate, tell your friends, and we will see you next Tuesday. Next Tuesday. Cunt. I tried on for size. Take it out.
You wake up startled in the middle of the night, convinced that there's something out there in the darkness. Your brain tells you that there's nothing to be afraid of, that the inhuman shape in the corner of your room is just your laundry piled on a chair. But as you hear the ghostly, ragged breathing that doesn't belong to you, you realize your brain is dead wrong. If you love the mix of horror, mystery, and comedy in shows like Buffy, Ash vs. the Evil Dead, or Supernatural, you'll feel right at home on The Crit Show, a Monster of the Week actual play podcast where the players, playing as themselves, are tasked with being the last line of defense from the forces of evil that go bump in the night. Join us every Wednesday and learn the games we play while the gang tries their best to solve the mysteries, hunt the monsters, and protect the innocent. Their intentions are good. Their dice rolls, not so much. You can find The Crit Show at thecritshowpodcast.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.